Hello there, YouTube. I'm Ian Warner, and I'm taking a little break from filming United Underworld to give you a very special edition of A Friendly Chat About. Just as a bit of context, this is a very different video from the other Friendly Chat Abouts, as it isn't anything to do with Kitty Classics as a company. It isn't anything to do with any of my professional work. This is entirely a voluntary thing, fan project with no money involved. DC Comics, take note. And it's something that's been brewing away in my mind for a long time. So, let's get started, shall we? Now, I don't usually engage in YouTube drama, and there's a very good reason for that, in that I'm on here to promote my company and very little else. But I have managed to get myself roped into a few situations as an observer and occasional commenter, particularly when it comes to the various YouTube cults and their crazed minions. And what was the real turning point for me, and the real genesis of this project, was a little video by Rob Lester after he got DMCA'd by a little known group called Osho International. I hope you enjoy this.
Hi there! How are you? It's my desire! It's my desire! It's my desire! You see, people try and use the DMCA to try and shut up their critics. They false flag as well. They might use a combination of the two to try and shut people down permanently. They'll hunt them down, and when they find their new channel, they'll do the same shit. Not because they are talking about them anymore, but because they really hate that person, and sooner or later that person may just come back and do something. They may say something. Well, fuck you.
And so on and so on. Yeah, that was Rob Lester there, and his Joker thing. The idea of dressing up as the Joker and having a rant about YouTube drama is nothing new. I'm not sure if it was Alex Jones or Venom Fang X who started it, but it's one of the two. And ever since, it's become something of a trend amongst, particularly within the skeptical community, because of the fact that it's associated with two bullshit mongers. Yeah, I found this very, very entertaining, and I came up with my own little response.
So, looks like the Joker's having a little trouble with Osho International. Now, I wouldn't blame you at all if you didn't put much credence in what the Joker says. He's a clown. He's only doing this for the fun of it. But me, I'm a businessman. I'm a businessman working in the media, and I've got to know these copyright laws for my livelihood. So as a little gesture of support, if Joker or any of his friends wish to come over to my place and to discuss their views on various cults abusing the DMCA, they're more than welcome. Come along over to the Iceberg Lounge. Anyone can get into the Iceberg Lounge.
So that's inspirations. There's plenty of bonkers cults out there on YouTube that need a good face stomping, to quote Killer Croc. So yeah, we've had a well, I'm assembling myself a nice little team to take them on, and we'll see how things go. For every crazy cult on YouTube, there are about 100 slightly eccentric debunkers. It seems we have a numerical advantage. Most of my cast, to start with, are involved in the whole Almighty Wind thing, but they have been involved with other cults in the past, poning the shit out of these other cults in the past, like with Rob Lester and Osho. Yeah, so we have this group, and we have quite a few familiar faces in it. Rob Lester returns as the Joker. It's not really a good match for his personality, because the Joker is an agent of chaos, Robert is an agent of reason. So it's not really that good a match for him. And sorry to say this, Rob, your Joker voice is a bit inconsistent, and you may need to work on that. But just to keep the continuity going from that, I think he's a good fit for the Joker. And that when he wants to do batshit crazy, he can do batshit crazy. Don't ever underestimate Rob Lester for doing batshit crazy. Then, of course, there was the one person who actually submitted me an audition piece. Let's have a look at that audition piece, shall we?
Hello. I have a bit of a conundrum for you guys. Which group of people is the most hypocritical? Is it the ones that ask for donations, or is it the ones that ask for donations? Here's a clue.
Lord. This website, Fatal Error Network, is out for your money, as there's a frequent message asking for users' financial support.
Take a look at this website. Here's another clue. And there you go, guys. So can you tell me who the hypocrites are in this picture?
I'll confess, I don't like the Riddler. I think the Riddler is he's a relic of the golden age of the really silly stuff. And he wasn't even the most entertaining of the silly stuff. It's only because of Frank Gorshin's performance that he's still popular, and he's still recognisable. And even then, a lot of times he's mistaken for the Joker, ironically. But 10 Phoenix 01's convinced me with his performance that there is more to the Riddler than just the camp guy with a cane and the costume. And I had planned to put the Riddler in the story anyway because of the very nature of the script, but he won the part with that video, which is brilliant little take. Others we have, we had Bruce of many channels, taking on he's agreed to take on the role of Harry Heck, who is a Punisher villain. an obscure Punisher villain, who sings to his targets before he takes them out. He's a country western singer, so it kind of fits with Bruce's whole vibe. And then we got the Mimickers just playing himself, because he's already become this kind of comic book character through his performances. We thought we may as well let him have his fun. And he will be written into the plot in a very obscure and geeky way. So that's the core cast, but I'm more than willing to accept cameo appearances from others. At the moment, we're looking for a Solomon Grundy, if anybody's interested in that. I know that's not very flattering to say we're looking for a gigantic, stupid zombie who can't be killed character, but yeah, we're looking for a Solomon. And just generally looking around all the various enemies of all these various cults, there are so many brilliant personalities that could be enhanced by giving them the supervillain persona. And just let me know if you're interested. I'd like the story to remain pretty much under wraps as much as possible. Suffice to say, being sort of a relatively new comic book fan, but one with access to all these various different wikis and stories behind these various characters, I've kind of put my own spin on the DC universe. This DC universe isn't in canon with pretty much anything, so it is kind of my own spin. There, I will tell you in advance, the first episode shall feature just the Penguin, with a cameo from Batman. But we shall introduce new people each at a cliffhanger each time, and yes, we'll be having some fun with that. The plot is going to be extremely convoluted in typical comic book style. How we're going to cross the various dimensional boundaries. We've got the Oblivion Bar, which is a brilliant little thing from the DC universe that allows us to cross dimensions. And we have all sorts of plot devices all set up and ready to go. As I said, if you have a supervillain performance you wish to set, preferably I'd like an audition piece like Phoenix's. So if you want to send that as a video responses will be on auto accept, provided I can actually find that in the new YouTube layout. But it'll get approved very quickly if it isn't anyway. So yeah, the storyline, expect a lot of comic book convolutedness, couple of comic book in jokes, but I'm going to try and keep those to a minimum because I realise this is a Pwnage video and it's not just going to be appealing to comic book fans. The various cult targets, clearly we're going to go after the one that has attacked the most of our cast first, but then we'll probably move on to others and introduce other characters in the various struggles against that. So if you want to be written in later, there's plenty of room. So that's United Underworld. I hope you enjoyed this little chat about the origins, with hints as to what's to come with it, and hope you can join us in the project. My Facebook is, as always, in the low bar. If you're interested, there is a group on Facebook, invite-only group on Facebook, that will give you the inside story. Of course, I will be vetting people before I let them in, because yeah, just like the Justice League, we need somebody as paranoid as Batman, um, with the likes of these various people who've been attacking the various cast members. Anyhow, the United Underworld will premiere on the Fatal Error Network and will be up on the Fatal Error Network and continue on the Fatal Error Network as a mainstay. Although I am specifically designing each episode not to have anything that will set off a automatic content match alarm on YouTube, which is very difficult because they're very unpredictable, those systems. But so it can be mirrored onto YouTube if you wish to, and yeah, I will probably Creative Commons it as well, so you can do your own re-edits and things. But not that you couldn't do that if I didn't Creative Commons it, because I own no rights to it. Anyhow, yeah, so do stay tuned and do participate if you can and if you really want to. Thank you for